So, in this video, as you guys know that I believe that Dewey Riley was the mastermind in Scream 1996. Alright. And a lot of people are going to be like, they don't believe it and whatnot, but I'm just going to explain right now, like, why. Alright. Why I think and thought that he was in Scream 1996. Alright. Because, number one, he had a bulletproof, he was just suspicious, alright, throughout the whole film. Alright, you could kind of tell, like, the scene where, this is just a theory, obviously, guys. It's no way confirmed or nothing, but a lot of people were believing it, a lot of people were talking about it, and I'm basically going to go through, like, my reasonings, okay? So, my reasonings why I truly believe that he's the mastermind is because his suspicion, right? He knows everything about Sydney in the movie, right? He knows everything about Sydney, right? He's got her phone number, um, obviously because he needs, he's got to check on her and all that to keep her safe, right? But um, the fact that he had the ghost face robe and all that, this is where it becomes kind of weird, all right? So he is around Sydney, right? Trying to keep her safe. But the weird thing is that he has the ghost face robe somehow. And I understand people are going to say, well, Stu probably took it off and this and that. But even if we're going off of that, he did, which I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure he probably did. But, you know, people have a theory that I just truly believe that, like, because there was definitely 3 killers in that movie, okay? Especially in that one scene where Sydney, when that one Ghostface was stalking Sydney and Tatum, in the woods. All right, and people are saying that's Roman and all this and that. It could very well be, but by no means am I saying that it's not Roman or nothing, because it could have been, but that's just where it comes in a little weird to me, okay? Because then you had that one scene where Sydney's on the phone. She's on the phone with Ghostface obviously calls Sydney at Tatum's house. She's at Tatum's house in that one scene. I don't know if you guys remember. But she's talking to Ghostface, right? And right after Ghostface hangs up, Tatum's mother is trying to call Dewey in there, to talk to the killer, right? So by the time he gets in there, he grabs the phone and all that, the killer's not there anymore. The killer, like, hung up. The killer's not on the phone no more, like. So it's raised a lot of suspicion and I think that's a little suspicious. And I just feel like, Dewey was the one doing the phone call, I think. Now, by no means is this 100% true. I'm not saying that it is, okay? I'm not saying that it is at all, because Wes Craven never really mentioned it, ever, when he got interviewed, So, it could be very well just me just thinking weird. But a lot of people talked about the same thing too, that they thought that Dewey was, the mastermind, in Scream 1996. Now, obviously, Dewey's dead now. He's in Scream, he died in Scream 5, but so they're never going to, bring him back as a killer now. But I don't know if they were originally going to do that, because people were saying that he faked his limp, possibly, and that he actually faked, getting stabbed and all this and that. There's just a lot of, theories, that I tend to believe. Like, I believe, because he knew everything about Sydney, okay? And the weird thing is that, yeah, maybe Stu did take off the costume in that scene when, Sydney was getting chased. in her house. Maybe he could have. Maybe he did take it off, but, you know, you guys can't say that that's not a little suspicious, the fact that he had, you know, the ghost face mask. But I understand that, yeah, you know, Stu probably did take it off, and he, you know, that's why Dewey grabbed it. But um, a lot of people just had, you know, a lot of people, including me, just felt like, you know, he was kind of weird in that movie. You know, it seemed like he was like obsessed with Sydney for some reason. You know, um, obviously he had to keep an eye on her, of course, but it just felt a little different. I don't know, and I'm gonna talk about this real quick too, before I end the video. Like that one scene where Tatum obviously gets killed, right? Who in the world was that? Okay, who in the world was that? It couldn't have been Billy. It couldn't have been Stu, right? Because Billy was. I mean, it could have been Billy, but the fact that he came around, you know, the other way and all that, when this killer that killed Tatum went through the door, the garage door, he went through the, you know, the door, you know, he went back inside the house as opposed to going around. So people got to explain that. Like, people got to explain that big time, because it's like, yeah, Billy could have took off the costume and all that, but people got to explain, like, how in the hell he teleported all of a sudden, like, if he was able to take off the costume in that amount of time. Because Ghostface, clearly, the killer, clearly walks into the house. He doesn't go around. He doesn't leave the garage or nothing like that. Like, so the ghost, this killer actually goes back inside the house, right? So that's where it raises a little suspicion for me, because that tells me that there were 3 killers. It could have been Roman, though, again, you know? Maybe it was Roman, but I tend to think that, you know, Dewey had something to do with it, you know? Somewhat in that movie, you know? So, I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. As always, this is, you know, this is a discussion. I just want to hear from you guys. This is a theory video. I don't know if I'm crazy. Let me know if I'm crazy or not, because I just felt that way in, you know, Screen 1996. But anyways, guys, see y'all in the next one.